Welcome, everybody. Thank you all for tuning in here and Chop It Up. It's another year. 2026 is, already a month out. We're in February now. We're already passed up January. Time is flying. Time is going by quick, everybody. And it sucks. It is truly true. And when someone tells you the older you get, the faster time is flying for you. It really is. And I think that's just generally because you keep yourself busy so much to the point where, oh my God, day's already over, right? And if you're like me, I like to be, set your time in hours for sure. 4:30, you got to do this. 5, you got to do that. Increments in that manner. Tend to do that. Never in the military, but had military in the family. Had a father who's like come from a farm time where, get up at this time, you got to do this, and this before you get anything done, before you can even relax. This is what you got to do, right? You know, that bothered me the most growing up was like, why we got to do this? Why we got to do that? But it's like, it helped. It helped prepare myself in the matter of this is how you need to set your day in order for it to be a good day or a successful day. And that right there is building blocks, right? But then you get yourself in situations where you do that for so much, you do that for X amount of time to the point where you log out. You distance yourself from following that regimen. You reach that plateau is what they say, right? You reach your plateau. You go to the gym so much and you work out, and all of a sudden you reach that plateau of no more growth. So what do? Crash, come down, burn. And then when you crash kind of hard. And I think I tend to do that a lot. I have my moments where I'm boom, 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 getting things done. All this is out the way. And then where it's like, it's too much and it's too much mentally. You log out. And then you log out and you forget to log your ass back in. Then while you're logged out, you're wondering, like, you ask too many questions on yourself. I'm pretty sure you guys have dealt with this too, where it's like you get so much into your head and you ask yourself so many questions, or even then maybe there's an incident, you get into an argument with someone, and then all of a sudden you start thinking to yourself, like, what the hell I argue for? What was all of that about? What was it about? Then you think about yourself too in that manner. You're like, look at yourself and you question your life and present time where you're at. And you're like, is this where I want to be? Right. But I think the most recent question that came to my head and I asked myself was, do I feel like I deserve the love that I'm receiving in life? And that love comes from your inner circle, from your friendships, from your kids if you have any, from your spouse if you have, your partners if you have, like, comes from all that, like your family, particularly siblings, mom, pops, like it stems from all that to the point where it's like, do you feel like you deserve the love that they're giving you? Am I doing good enough? Am I good enough right now? Am I where I need to be at right now? And then all that kind of, it runs a lot in your brain. And then you think about moments, you think about the time you did this, you look back at the tapes, and then you try to rewind your memories a little bit just to be like, could have handled that better, right? Could have done this better. Maybe if I handle that situation better, they would love me like this instead, or some way, shape, or form. But feeling like you deserve the love that people are giving around you. And asked myself that, and told myself, nah, I don't deserve it. I don't deserve it because emotionally, sometimes I log off for sure. And I tend to be a little too aggressive. I tend to, if I make jokes, probably gonna go a little rough with the jokes where it sounds like it's trying to be funny, but some type of honesty is in there. It could be a little harsh or at least come across harshly. And then I convince myself, if they can't take a joke, oh well, right? But that's the evolution of fixing yourself, of knowing the difference between you reacting that way or should you communicate this way instead. And then your actions, like, you know, if you want to take your kids to, take them out somewhere, watch a movie or something like that. I think that was the one thing that I wanted to do for sure with the family was, all right, are we doing anything together that seems like as if we're being a family? Like, yeah, we go to church, we have our Sundays, but also too, like, what else do we do together? Really nothing else, to be honest. If we go to movie theater, but even though going to a movie theater, friggin' rarely in a sense, quarterly, let's put it that way, right? Just because of how expensive that crap's getting. That's why I said movie nights, man. Friday nights, movie nights. You know what I mean? Just because this way we can sit down, we can enjoy ourselves all together. We pick something, and each one gets an opportunity to pick something. And man, we get some snacks. We go to the dollar store, we get some little snacks here and there, and we enjoy ourselves watching a movie, comedy, drama, freaking what's it called? Thriller now all of a sudden. Horror films, not just yet. Yeah, yeah. And it's because personal thing, man. You wonder why your kids get scared at night or whatever. Well, parents, stop showing them scary shit at night. Okay. Maybe if you didn't show them the freaking Scream movie or the Chucky movie or the Michael Myers movie when they're 5 years old, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't be scared at 7 or 8. So, that being said, it's in time. It's the maturity of the child when it comes to be. Then you take care of that. I think I learned that for sure. So, that being said, you have these movie nights. It's what we tend to do. Well, I'm enjoying right now because it's becoming fun. It's becoming an opportunity of where each one picks a movie and maybe they didn't want to watch it at first. And they're like, all right, since the sibling picked it, you watch it, and then you get into the story. And you're like, oh man, it's actually not bad. It's pretty good. Yeah, exactly. Then you look at it, then you talk about it after the movie. Like, what did we learn sometimes in some ways? Doesn't happen often, especially like in action movies, but you tend to be like, ask a question like, well, why did they do that instead of this? And then it becomes a conversation within the group. And then you're like, oh, that's why. That's why. Oh, I like the graphics, or I don't like the graphics. Oh, they should have did this better. You know, that right there is freaking. I find myself like enjoying the most because coming together. Sometimes it gotta be a debate, and that right there, you gotta be the judge or or the referee in a sense. Like, all right, team, go from there, right? That's what's cool. That's what's cool. And then now all of a sudden, it's like every Friday comes about and the kids get to the point where they're excited. That's cool. I find that cool. And it's something different than what I did growing up. I didn't do that growing up. I definitely didn't have those type of situations with mom and pops where, all right, it's movie night, guys. Nah. But I did have that with my grandparents. And I had that with my grandmother specifically. It was spending the weekend over. First thing we would do when she picks me up is straight to the movie store, get some DVDs, or VHS at the time, people's, get some movies, uh, at Blockbuster, Fan Video, or whatever KCB was available that we could do so. Go there, get the movies, go to Julasco, get some groceries, get some snacks, come back over her house, and me and grandma would sit there, sit down on the couch, eat her snacks, enjoy a movie. Never knew that's why I chose movie nights. Huh. That's crazy. It just dawned on me. Never knew that. I never knew the deep meaning of me saying let's watch a movie. I just thought it was easier. I thought it was casually the simplest thing to do in order to get my family together. The easiest thing, really, least expensive. And see, that's why these sessions like this, revelations like this, or even conversations, thought process helps because the choices you make, you never realize that there is a deeper meaning to that choice. There's something about it that you're choosing it right now. You're making that choice to do this because it was familiar back then. It was a familiar decision that I made that I want because I had those lovely moments with her. I had those experiences, those memories are embedded because of what we did in that. And that right there is knowingly now becoming a benefit to the growth of our relationship. Man, man, that's hard. Never knew that. I can't believe I that just hit my head right now. And it's hitting me hard right now, guys, too. You probably like wondering, like, how you behave like that? It hits me hard like that now because my grandma was my everything. My grandmother was my grandmother was more like my mom. More like my mom. I didn't have good relationships with my parents growing up. It's not we're in good terms now. We're in a good place. I have good conversations with both my parents now that are definitely different than we were in the past. But my grandmother was the rock of the family for sure. She she kept the love in the family for so long, and it's probably why I'm look back at it. And right there is what helps me learn from that. Because me learning to do that, me learning that having a moment like that or having those situations like that with the ones that you love, you're building a strong relationship. You're giving it at least a foundation of opportunities to grow. And from there it can grow because from there, I understand all four of my kids' relationships with me. I understand my son's a hard head kind of kid. That's a boy. That's just generally the boy. Hard head boy. Always thinks he's right. Never thinks he did something wrong. Always frustrated about something simple in a way. But regardless, you know, he'll still have a good time with his family. He may deep down not realize that he truly loves them, but when the time comes, it's going to click in his head and he's going to realize that, man, I miss I miss them doing this, and this. And I just know that that's just going to be the relationship that he's going to have with his sisters. He's going to have wonderful relationships with them. They're going to argue. That's just a sibling thing. But I know for a fact what my wife and I are instilling is, regardless of any outcome that you guys have, any situation you guys go in that seems a little rough, arguments, whatever case to be, that no matter what, you guys are there for each other, plain and simple, right? So, with the girls, my oldest is always asking questions. Why this? Why that? And this. It's wonderful and catches me off guard sometimes. The type of questions we have because it grows into like life lesson too as well. That's why I enjoy with my oldest. With my youngest, it's her love language tends to be like touch. I want to hold. I want to hug. I want your love. So you gotta give it, man. You gotta give the love. You gotta show the love back. She's the hugger, so you gotta hug. It's perfectly fine because I like a good hug. I love a good hug. And the one person who needs to hug me a lot is my grandmother. So I think that's why I love it. Sometimes I know everyone else, it's like being a teenager growing up, you're like, I don't want to hug you right now. But man, I love a good hug because, now that she's not here no longer, that's what I miss. I miss her hugs. I miss her hugs. And it's so wonderful that I can do that. My youngest, do all my kids, but it coming from my youngest, it comes out of nowhere. Like I could be cooking, doing something, wash the dishes or whatever case it be, and here comes little one, just I don't know, hug. And then you're like, what? You know what? Don't ask why you're giving me a hug. Just soak it in. Soak it all in. And then with the middle daughter, activities. She likes to do things with you. She likes to puzzle, sit down and watch a show with you, play a game, hang out. That's her. So it's it's amazing. It's amazing what when time flies by, you get the opportunities to just think back, and when you ask these questions, like feeling like you deserve it, makes you. It can make you feel depressed for sure. It can because sometimes you can get in your head more about the mistakes you've made. And definitely sometimes that's where I battle myself with of focus on the mistake, then focus on the the moment where the love was given and you reciprocated it back in a proper manner. And I'll be honest, when it comes to like those moments of deep thoughts and deep thinking and convincing yourself you don't deserve it, That definitely is a mood drainer. It drains you out. Feel fatigue, feel tired, and you're like, think about it no more. What helps me get out of it is for sure the support around me. Either my wife can remind me of my mistakes, or my children just be them around me. And with that right there, catch myself and it's like, nah, stop. Do that instead. Sometimes. Not all the time. Sometimes. And those moments right there is exactly what helps. It's exactly what it's a building block to start gaining back your momentum of being able to move forward and then appreciate and then tell yourself you do deserve it. You do. The hard work that you put in, the amount of energy that you're draining, you do. You do. And you're not doing it because, oh, I have to do it. You're doing it because you want them to be safe. You want them to feel love. You want them to be happy. You want to have what you don't have, feel what you didn't feel when you were a kid. Because I think that's the big thing for me. I don't want them feeling or having the emotions in their head of what I felt and what I was going through back then. And I truly, hopefully, believe that the experience back then is nothing compared to what's going on now. And sometimes people can say, oh, you're being a little soft. I don't give a crap. I don't care. I don't care. I think that's, I've heard that a lot of times like, ah, you're being a little, you're babying them. You're being too nice. I don't give up. Keisha, I don't care. I don't, because you're right. You're right. I am. I have the opportunity to do so because I wasn't treated like this. So I'm going to treat them. There are damn short moments where I am going to act like you guys to them in a matter of discipline or behavior of that ain't right. I am. But if there's the opportunity where I should be able to show some affection and show some love, and that same scenario happened when I was a kid and I didn't receive it, I'm gonna remember that. And I'm gonna sit there and choose to do the opposite. So I that right there is what you have to understand. Those moments, those reactions, those changes, those choices that you're making, that right there is why you deserve the love. Is why. It's because you're choosing it. You're choosing to do something different. You're choosing to be better. You're choosing the scenario that you wanted as a kid, you didn't get. So I'll leave it at that because there's gonna be more sessions for sure. There's more of these solo sessions, more of these little live talks these questions that I have. I have a shitload of list of questions that I'm glad that I know I asked myself at the time when I wrote it down, but going in depth, I didn't do it yet. And doing it here right now, like how I just did, perfectly fine. It freaking helps. It's helping me right now. I'm feeling a little emotional. I think I think talking about that scenario about my grandma in the movie, that threw me off, but makes me happy too because it's passing on. It's passing on that love. That's what's awesome. That is what's awesome. That's why grandparents are very much important. So I hope I'm here when my kids have their kids and I'm a grandpa and I'm able to have those moments with them. So we have that, you all. I'll be passing along a new episode soon. So hopefully you guys tune in. Appreciate you guys and comments, man. You guys dealt with some scenarios, like I said. Leave a comment. You want to do it anonymously? That's perfectly fine too. DM me, man. Put me on the side and express a lesson. I won't say your name or any of that nature. And if you want me to say it out loud, talk about it, I have no problem doing that. All right. Well, y'all take it easy. Be safe. See y'all till next episode.